Hello, journalers. So as you know, I've been doing tags on Tuesday, not just on here, obsessed and distressed junk journalers, but was doing it over on the Fairy Facebook group and Junk Journaling UK. And I got to the point where I thought I'm going to run out of ideas for tags soon. Went to bed, had a bit of an epiphany, and I thought, what about templates? So, tags templates on Tuesday. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know. So went to bed with that on my mind, got up in the morning, and like you do, you scroll through YouTube, and this has been done before, so it's not my idea, it's not an original idea. So last week for Tags on Tuesday, those of you that joined in would have made 6 bases for your tags. I did the same. The size of the template that I tend to use, depending on the size of the journal, is 3 inches by 5.5 inches. If you want that in centimetres, you'll have to work it out for yourselves. So today is Tuesday. We are starting with template 1, and I've called this 2 rectangles and a shape. I can't remember for the life of me the other lady that has done it, and I'm not quite sure what she called it. So basically, you've got your tag, and the template is what you're going to use this formula to stick on your tag. So that's what makes it a template. And if you can see that on mine, you know, I've drawn 2 rectangles and I've used a circular shape. Okay. It doesn't need to be a circle, but it needs to be a different shape to the 2 rectangles that you use. The rectangles can have straight edges, they can be torn, whatever you like. So I'm just going to take the paper away underneath, Blue Peter style, because I've got some that I've laid out using 2 rectangles and a shape, and they look different. So I'm hoping this will be in shot. So these 2 in the middle are the 3 inches by 5.5 inches, which is the size of tags I generally like to use. And then, as you can see, this one here, I've used all straight edges, and I've got a long rectangle, what looks a bit like a square, and then a shape. And you can stick that down, do a bit of stamping, stick a word on it. Hey presto, you've got a nicely decorated tag. This one, I don't like the straight edges so much. So for this one, I used a bit of a combination. I've got a rectangle here, a rectangle here, and this one's on a step down, and I quite like that. I think it looks nicer than this one. And then I've just stuck a circle. I will stick a circle label here. So obviously you could play around with this. You could have it positioned like that. I don't like that so much. Don't overthink it. Put it back to the way you like it. Stick it down. Sort out your tag tops. Round the corners if you want to at the bottom. Put a hole in it and a bit of string, and away you go. Then I thought I'd show you could do it on something a little bit smaller, which is this one. So you can still use the same template, 2 rectangles, and I've got a shape in the middle just overlapping them. These 3, this was a masterboard that I made when I first started junk journaling. I liked it so much that I photocopied it. So I've got it on my computer, and I just printed it onto card, and it is, I believe, double-sided. Okay, so I just printed it double-sided. Now this one is out of a pack of tags that I got given. And this time on this brown one here, let's move these ones out of the way, that one out of the way. I've used a combination of straight and ripped, and I actually quite like that. And obviously you can swap out these shapes. So I'm basing these ones on Harry Potter because that's the March Madness junk journal that I'm making. And I found some cheap Harry Potter 6x6 papers, and I've just cut out the images. So there's the sorting hat. If you didn't want the sorting hat, swap it in for something else. This is a sand timer. If you didn't want the sand timer and your journal is hefty, thick, swap it out for a button. You know, it doesn't need to be a flat shape. It could be something that's 3D. However, I do like the hat, so I'm going to pop that one back on there. And then I would add a word. So I might decide where I want my word, and I quite like it maybe down in that corner. I quite like that. And if I was using a plain background, because this is plain, I would do some stamping. So I'd do some script stamping or a little bit of stenciling. So yeah, that is basically template 1. Now, these tag templates you can actually use on journal cards, pockets, part of a cluster. It could be your front cover. It could be the front of an envelope. You know, the things that you could use this template for are endless. Once you start playing around, it's quite difficult to stop playing around. And I found by thinking about doing templates and getting a list of templates that I quite like, I think it'll help my vision. It will stop me from being too fussy. And I've found by using this technique, making and decorating my ephemera has become a lot quicker, because I used to procrastinate and nope, don't like that, overthink it. So yeah, that's template number 1. So make your templates, or you know, you don't make a template, use one of your bases that you've already prepared, decorate it using template 1, and don't forget to pop your pictures up on the main group page. Thanks for listening. Bye.